since it's such a beautiful day today. It's about 11 degrees, and it doesn't really get cold this cold, and especially you can see how overcast it is. Usually the sun's out. Colorado has a lot of sunny days, and all this stuff on the trees and everything melts off. But it's so cold, it's not melting off. So I think it'd be an appropriate day to go over the fish pond. You can see the fish pond is iced over. I've got an aeration pump, but that's what that spot right there is. That blows air into the water. And since we've got those little fish, with it being icy like this, they don't have, they can't breathe or whatever in the water. I don't know how that works. Okay, so you can see the little cats have been walking on it because it was open. And obviously this is frozen. But let me give you a little rundown of how this thing works. I have a tarp that blew off the roof, but this right here is a little stream. Have the little frog that when it's summertime, he spits a little spit that comes out, and then the waterfall that's coming out. I need to rework that because it's kind of, well, it needs some work. Anyway, and so all the water comes down this little river, which the rocks and everything help filter out stuff. Goes down here, and you can't see it, but it's got that right there is a pipe that goes underground over to that pond. The other pipe goes down over into the pump room. This pond has, see where the little square thing is, there's a water pipe there that you can hook onto for like a pump or a waterfall or water feature. The other one, then we have underneath the dock there, which needs to be rebuilt a little bit. That is a skimmer that the water comes out of. Also, way in the bottom of this, there is another drain that drains also into the bottom of the tank. I left the camera in the pump house. Just busting out so the air can come up, so I don't know, make it a little more breathable for the fish. This is the way it was originally, with the pipe going that goes directly to the two pumps, that one right there and then the big one. And I want to connect the one that you see over the blue handles valve. I want to turn that into, so it feeds that too with this 90. And I've got it upside down like that because the water flow is that way. It'll flow better that way anyway. Then, well, I've got the fittings, got the pieces. So I'm having to, but you can see I'm just trying to get all the fittings sized up. What I'm going to do, I'm loosening this T right here. You can see the other pipe, the one in the middle of the pump that doesn't work, but I think it just needs a little tender loving care and it'll start running again. It's usually what I have to do. I'm taking it apart here. You can see I'm using the impact wrench. It's a little easier. These are kind of long-winded hose clamps, and they're kind of hard to fit in there because I'm doing this one-handed. Oh, there's one. Okay, I got it off. Came out relatively easy with a little wiggling. I've taken the fitting off, and I'm taking it out of the Y that's going in. and then hanging up a little bit. There we go. We got it out. Go ahead and put the Y on there. Sometimes it's a little hard getting them in, but I guess it's better that than having it too sloppy and leaking. There we go on the bottom anyway. I'm going to go ahead and loosen all these so I can hopefully slip them over a lot easier. It's kind of a battle, but you get it. I'm doing just putting in place, trying to figure out how long it has to be, where I have to cut. That's what I'm doing, is marking the cut. And I've got this is for pipe. They use it and it wraps around. You keep it parallel, all pieces parallel, and it's supposed to make a straight cut. You can actually do it, use masking tape, which would probably be a lot easier on the smaller paper. So I'm struggling with it, but I'm going to get a line mark here and then I'll be able to go cut it off. Using a deburring tool here, it just cleans it out, cuts all the excess, so I can get a better cut and it'll glue up a lot better. Got to blow on it, make sure it works. Okay, now that I have the sound on, come on. There we go. Okay, now I got to get this one back over here, hooked up again with my little screwdriver. Seemed to work pretty good. There it is. There we go. Ouch, jabbed myself. You can see it's all connected up. The only thing I have to do is that, which is not easy to get to. So let me see what I need to do here. Try to get all these other ones tightened. Okay, that's all tightened. Let's see about this. I think I got it. I think I got it. Now, this isn't perfect, but I'm hoping to get enough slop in here with the rubber that it fit. Whew. Seven inches. Let's see if that works. Well, that looks pretty good. Purple primer. Okay. Okay, it's glued. Okay, I'm having a little trouble with the camera, so I'm not sure what I'm getting, what I'm not getting. But anyway, this pump is good. That pump is good. This pump, I need to take it out and use it as a backup, but everything's tight. probably a couple months before I ever put water back in here. Now, one of the questions probably somebody might have is, why am I using these rubber fittings for everything? It's kind of easier, and it's, if you can see, I redo things a lot. If I don't like the way it works, I'll redo it. It's a lot easier to redo these than a welded, or not welded, a glued fitting. And see, that's all glued, and I wish I didn't, because I'd like to do some revisions to that too. But that's why I'm doing it. They seem to hold. They don't leak. It's not real high pressure. So I think it'll work. Kind of anxious to do it, but again, it won't be till maybe March, when the big freezes are done, which it's February, what's today? The 3rd? The 3rd, yeah. It's Monday the 3rd. And hopefully it'll work. Then I can get everything I want with one pump. You've got two pipes coming through there. One says pond, that's the bottom of the big pond. The other is the one that comes from the little pond, and they feed into here. This aeration is the pump that is pumping the air coming through. And let me show you what, kind of heavy. This actually, here is both of those pipes connecting, so that's all the drains go into that pipe right there. And there's an on and off valve, which I busted off the handles, but I have to use a special tool. It's actually this tool right here, and I just go and use that to turn it on and off. It just sticks pretty bad. The other pipe is just a one coming up. I haven't figured out what this one right here is, just in case I would need to do something else with it. This right here is drains out of the bottom of this little tank here, and I can, what I'd like to be able to do is drain that, but it's, the pumps I have aren't really muck pumps, and so there's a lot of stuff in there, a gunk, and it doesn't really, it'll plug the pump basically. So I'm trying to figure, I got a sump pump sitting there right now, and I'm trying to figure out what I can do so I don't have to take that little pump right there and drop it in there, where I can just drain it automatically, but I haven't figured it out yet. Now here's the filter, and this filter is, it's an old tank from water conditioner, and I've got 3 filters. I've got just basic screens out the bigger stuff, one side here, and then a smaller one, and then it goes over to here, so that filters out stuff. It usually is at the bottom. Can't really see it right now because it's dark. This right here is an automatic water. It's from a evaporative cooler. I need to replace that because it's about done. And just the screen here I've got, it keeps the filters from sucking up to that intake. The intake is right there, if you can see it right there. Okay, so then it comes from this tank, comes to 3 places. This one's the first, the second, and the third. And I used to have, before I changed it, and you'll see in some of the drawings where I had 3 pumps. Now these pumps I have, you can use one or the other. This is a swimming pool pump, and it's really a nice pump. Moves a lot of water, but it's also expensive to operate. So I put in this little pump, and I did have 2 small pumps, but I don't think I need 2. So I'm going to do it a little different. But I've got an on and off valve here. I turn this off, I turn this on, and I can run this, or I can turn that off and turn this on and run that. It's got a skimmer too, so at the beginning of the year I'll do that in case I need to get any large pieces filtered out. Yeah, and this is what I got now. Where I did have before, I did just have this one pipe which runs underground and goes to the pond, or to the water fountain, the waterfall. And the other pump ran this, which goes over to the spitter, the frog spitter, and goes to the little water feature in the big pond. That's what that gray pipe is. Now I've got these I put it on and off valve here, so when it's wintertime, I can blow all the air out, or blow all the water out with air, because I've had to replace too many times. I've had to replace pipes, and this is my kind of concoction here for doing that. I also have this right here, and that's just, sometimes I bleed the air out and just run the hose into there, the tank, and let it run, circulate, and it gets the air out a little quicker. So now I put this T in instead of, I had just a feed through coupling, but now I've got this. I got this, and I can open and close this valve to send the water there, and it's going to go through the waterfall. At the waterfall, this pipe here goes to the blower, to the frog, and I actually, outside, I have a valve that I can control the amount on that. This is just how I use to drain it. I can put up the air to there, I can put the air to there, because that actually goes all the way. I close this and open that valve, and I can blow air and clear that. So I can close this valve, close that valve, and blow that air. Anyway. So that's pretty much how my system works. You can see I got my other pump here. That I took that all apart and cleaned it, and it's ready to go in case this pump would go bad. And if you can see, I just put a cap on that pad, pipe, to keep the water, well, I didn't need to have that pump sitting there too. The reason for that is you have that pump sitting there, water gets in there, and it's pretty rank water, and it plugs the pump. I've got a little water collection thing under here in case miscellaneous water. This water right here, I think that's from the hose, because I just moved it down. It's a washing machine hose that I use to fill that. And again, I have this hose right here, and then I have this bib too, so I can just use water in case I want to fill that there too. So that needs to be replaced. I'll do that this year. Need to get this all, when I clean it, I actually take the filter material and just lift it up and put it in a bucket, go take it out in the yard over the grass and clean it out. So anyway, that's about all the systems I have for this. I'm obviously not going to turn it on because I have the stream. I have had the stream on when it's cold, and what it does, you get an ice block, and the water will just overflow the banks and empty the system. It'll empty it for a certain amount, and then I can't empty it anymore and burn out pumps. So that's why I shut it off and let the air go for the fish, and that's about it. I wish I could turn the water on and show it. I'll do a feature once I open it up, which I probably won't do it for another month. But it's going to be, I think this is going to be a good year, because I've got some ideas I want to put in. I went to a couple garage sales and seen other ponds, and they use some systems that I'd like to integrate in this. I had a UV filters, and they just don't seem to work very well. So hopefully in the spring I'll be doing another explanation of this whole system, show you how it works, and hopefully it works better. Hope you like this. This is a little different than building anything, because I already built it. And if you like this, I appreciate it. If you want any comments or got any suggestions or anything you'd like to ask, let me know. It'd be great if you'd subscribe, and have a great day.